Cleveland! This is for you! Oh!
I picture Danny Ainge holding Isaiah Thomas and yelling the same thing. Cleveland, this is for you! LeBron has talked about all the love he has for his hometown, but as of right now, he's under contract through this coming season, then he can opt out next summer. Paul, in your eyes, LeBron, it's the billion-dollar question. LeBron more or likely to stay in Cleveland now that this deal's been made?
You know what? It gives them more leverage because I think because of the pick, you know, you can leverage that pick and add another superstar player.
Right now.
Right now. So, you know, come mid-season, if there's a disgruntled star out in the West or in the East, they have that. Before the Kyrie trade, they didn't have that. And it was like, hey, LeBron's gone. Now they have options to get better during the year. So it gives them a better chance at keeping them.
It's funny, Tim, because you could see, I mean, you've seen it all over social media. You've seen both sides. Oh, he's gone now, or, oh, he's going to stay because of that pick, because Isaiah. What do you think?
I don't think it hurts. I think it can only help. But they did not trade Dan Gilbert. He still owns the Cleveland Cavaliers. And as long as Dan Gilbert owns the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think LeBron has reason to perhaps want to spend more time at his home here in L.A.
I wonder what that, well, I mean, that's also true. I wonder what that sort of the draft pick looks like to LeBron. Does it look like a guy that you could say, okay, maybe if it's a number 1, number 2, number 3 pick, that it can extend my career playing next to another star? Or does he see it more in the immediate sense of, no, we need to flip that, like you said, the name Boogie Cousins comes to mind in terms of a situation that might not work by midseason. Do you think he's looking at it like that's going to be the final decision maker for me, what they do with that pick?
Well, I'm not quite sure. I mean, but it's not going to be somebody out the draft, definitely. You're going to have to turn that into something. You're going to have to turn that to a huge asset. You know, you're talking about trying to beat the Golden State Warriors. You know, I already said they're up here and everybody else is down here. So if it's not a guy like Boogie Cousins or Anthony Davis, a franchise-changing type player, then maybe it's time for LeBron to move on to La La Land, work on his production company, you know, start building for afterlife of basketball to where, and he has a home here. So,
and then that pick jump starts the post-LeBron rebuild. I think that's the reason that pick is so critical. And I think that's a much more likely scenario than flipping that for another star during the season, because if you're Cleveland, knowing the possibility of LeBron leaving, do you want to go all in and basically leave the cupboard bare?
The idea of a restart, a rebuild in Cleveland just seems bleak. And so for that city's, you know, hopefully for them, he gets to stay, because I don't see them getting better unless they get another LeBron James by miracle in some sort of draft. So that's going to be a tough one. We know that LeBron and Isaiah can pass, but they're both used to scoring, especially when teams need their points. That being said, Paul, do you like the on-court fit with LeBron and Isaiah? We know Isaiah's defense isn't great, but look at it from both sides, offensively and defensively.
Well, the interesting part is how well is Isaiah going to play without the ball?
Okay.
In Boston, he had the ball a lot. He came off pick and rolls. They really did a good job at bringing him off dribble handoffs. You know, it's a different type of offense in Cleveland. It's more about isolation. And, you know, we get the ball to LeBron, and he makes a lot of the plays. You know, everything kind of filters around him. Now, how well is Isaiah going to be adjusted to maybe standing on the wing or standing on the corner, waiting for LeBron to throw that bullet pass and catch and shoot three? So, you know, I mean, as far as scoring, he matches Kyrie, but they're different type of scorers. You know, Kyrie got used to playing without the ball with LeBron. He got used to that over time.
LeBron would stand and watch him, and he would go.
And so now that's the adjustment Isaiah is going to have to make. Can he play without the ball? And that's going to be an adjustment period, because when you're used to having the ball, you're kind of shell-shocked when you go trips without touching it.
Right.
No, this is going to be a major adjustment for IT for all the reasons Paul just mentioned. And remember, in a contract year where his deal right now, he has been one of the biggest bargains in the NBA. He's made it clear that he expects to get a nice look at the inside of a Brinks truck. And by the way, if the Celtics thought he was that kind of a player, they probably don't make this deal. This deal was made, I believe, in large part because they did not want to back up the Brinks truck to Isaiah Thomas. So he has to kind of balance the motivation to get paid, to really cash in for the one time he has that opportunity in his NBA career with trying to mesh here.
Him staying also hinges on if LeBron stays. If LeBron leaves, there's no need to pay Isaiah that type of money. So, you know, he's stuck kind of like in the Matrix.
Yeah, I wonder if they can use him a little bit the way you guys used Ray Allen. Just really use IT off screens, really, because he can get anywhere on the floor and work around a lot of screens and really sort of collapse the defense that way or mess the defense up a little bit that way.
Well, they're going to have to change their offense completely.
True.
I mean, right now, it's like, hey, in the fourth quarter, we're going to put the ball in LeBron's hand, and you guys are going to wait here and wait for this double team to come to him, and he's going to find you for an open pass. So you never saw a lot of motion with the Cleveland teams. Yeah. You know, they got to the finals playing the way they played, so why would they change now?
Well, speaking of the finals, the world champion Warriors are no doubt watching what the Cavs are doing. Title celebrations are over. It's time to get back to business. I'm going to preface the should the Warriors be worried question by showing the Vegas odds to win the title this year. And they have not changed since its blockbuster trade. 4-1 odds on Cleveland to win it all. Before the trade, same as after. 10-1 for Boston, same as after. Tim, should the Warriors be worried about the Cavs at all?
I would say they should respect them, but I don't think the Warriors are worried about anybody. Having said that, I do think Jay Crowder, that addition, improves the Cavs' chances ever so slightly to give the Warriors a legitimate series.
Listen. I just checked my Instagram, and
shiny case.
I see a team picture of the Golden State Warriors in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, because they are not worried about what the Cleveland Cavaliers just did.
If they're sweating, it's because the sun is hot on their vacation.
Okay, but you've got it. Okay, not saying that the Warriors should think of it in these terms, but if you look at it at one slip of Steph Curry on a wet floor, you know what I'm saying? One, potential foot or knee injury to Kevin Durant, this could all be changed. And I understand that, you don't want to think in those terms, but the Cavs, like you mentioned, can still also make some roster adjustments here. Like, I think they could match up eventually.
Well, last year you saw the Golden State Warriors lost Kevin Durant for a period of time. They went on a, 10, 15-game win streak?
True.
I mean, they can afford to say, hey, you know what, it's February. Kevin, we're going to send you to Hawaii for 2 weeks. When you get back, we'll send Steph to Mexico, and then you guys just be ready for the playoffs.
What's a more certain outcome this year then, Tim? Mayweather winning this fight on Saturday or the Warriors winning a championship? Again.
I got to go with Mayweather. Because at least the rest of this league are basketball players, right? So, yeah.
Well, if you're not a regular viewer of The Jump, first of all, shame on you. I'm going to tell Rachel on you. But if you are, then you might remember when former Cavs GM David Griffin pointed out that the Celtics were on Kyrie's list of teams. Check it out on ESPN's YouTube page. Baseball game, don't miss SportsCenter at night with Stan and Neil. It also streams live on the ESPN app. Welcome back to The Jump. The Dreamland Wax Museum decided to honor our own Paul Pierce with a statue. Apparently of someone who just likes to wear Paul Pierce's clothes because that does not look like you, Paul.
Oh,
are you flattered by this statue?
I'm flattered by the statue, but, man, maybe I should have went in before they actually put it together.
I mean, that doesn't look anything like you. It does look like an actor that I can't seem to put my finger on. Kind of looks a little bit like Amin Al-Hassan. I'm not really sure who it is, but they could have done some work there. But, hey, it's a heck of an honor,
That's
right?
a heck of an honor, though. Thank you, guys.
Paul, there's one more thing we wanted to hit with you. The Celtics announced that your jersey is being retired, and it will be a retirement, your number 34, excuse me, on February 11th. You know who they're playing, right?
They're playing Cleveland Cavaliers.
For those at home, that's an ABC game, by the way. Paul, what's your reaction to receiving that honor that we all knew was coming?
I'm truly honored. I didn't know it happened this soon. I was like, wow, already?
Yep.
When I got the call, and it was just like, I'm super honored. I had my best days as a Celtic, man. For that jersey to go up in the rafters, it's going to mean everything to me. I can't wait to do it. I'm going to have my kids there, my family there. This is the end. I can finally put a stamp on my basketball career and knowing that I left something behind. So I'm happy for that.
Now, I was there for your final game at the Garden. You're a member of the Clippers. Give me some of those memories there because it was pretty overwhelming for people.
Man, those fans are the best fans in the world. You never know what to expect from Boston fans, but they're great fans. And it was just like, I'm in there shaking and like, man, they calling my name. I'm sitting on the bench for like the last 2 or 3 quarters, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna have to go back in here. And for me to be able to hit the shot and just leave one more lasting memory for those fans, it meant so much.
Because you hadn't gone scoreless in the Garden ever, and that was your first points in that game.
In the Garden.
What I remember most, guys, is other than your part in it was Isaiah Thomas. He soaked all of that in. Yeah. He was applauding for you every second. Like, he's clearly going to miss being a Celtic,
I'm glad they switched Isaiah on me on that one. If you look at that last basket. So I knew I would get it off, especially for sitting 2 or 3 quarters.
His jersey retirement, when they said the night the Cavs are in town.
Oh, I was like, ooh, I can't wait. I'm going to sit front row. Ooh, I'm going to be trolling LeBron. Ooh, I can't wait.
It is going to be great. I think LeBron is going to give you a standing ovation. I think he's going to be, you are one of his primary rivals.
Oh, no, we had some great battles, and much respect to LeBron. As much as we've been back and forth at each other, our total respect for him, and, really appreciate the things he's done in this league and, for our rivalry.
Yeah, well, going to be a great night. Looking forward to it. Opening night as well, they play each other. Thanks so much for Paul and Tim for joining me today. Come back to The Jump tomorrow for an even deeper dive on this blockbuster trade. Sports Nation's next. Paul, it's been a pleasure, brother.
All right.
I'll do it.
Oh, I got the shot. 3, 2.